Hey guys, anyways, how's it going? It is Jazz here coming at you with the follow-up video to the pick'em video for UFC 275. Now, I'm only going to talk about the main card because that's kind of what I got fresh in my mind at the moment. You know, it was a 6.5 hour event, so you can't expect me to remember everything. And no, did not pay-per-view it, so nope, probably couldn't go back and rewind some of the fights to see some of the details. But let's just start from the first fight of the main card, which was the welterweight bout between Jack Della Maddalena versus Ramazan Emeev. I got that one right. Cool. That was fucking awesome. Those body shots he ripped were hard, bro. They had to have been hard to just drop him the way he fell. Ramazan just kind of crumbled, and this was after their sequence on the ground where Ramazan had him in a pretty deep choke. Maddalena just, you know, he really willed his way out of that one, and that was awesome. As soon as he got up, I was like, dude, the momentum has shifted. And yep, soon after, I think it was seconds later or maybe a minute later, he got the TKO finish there. That was awesome. So yes, I'm 1 for 1 there, but I got the second fight wrong. Andre Fialho lost via TKO against Jake Matthews. I've never seen Jake Matthews fight. I had no idea who he was, but I do know now. The man's a fucking animal. That's what he is. His hand speed and just his kind of upper body motion to just, you know, keep in range, keep out of range, keep in range, keep out of range was beautiful. His hand speed and his accuracy, bro, he's a sniper. He could not miss. To be fair, Andre Fialho's movement isn't exactly incredible, but he did not let the hands go. This confuses me about this man. It's just that he tries to get you with some really well placed shots, and then he goes in. But man, first of all, he was just missing today. He was missing. He was whipping. He was 19 out of 52 for total strikes, 18 out of 51 for significant strikes. You know, that's a 35.3 percentage right there. It's just not good enough, especially if you don't got the volume. If you're holding back, you're not throwing enough, and you're whiffing, that's bad. Jake Matthews not only outstruck him almost 3-1, but he landed at a 52.8% clip. Like that's insane. And I'm sorry, Andre, awesome chin, but you just got hit way too much. Those were flush shots. It's not like you were rolling with the punches. No, they were landing flush on your temple, on your chin, on your fucking nose. It was just insane. Jake Matthews, congratulations. I didn't know who you were. I know now. And I know who to look out for. I think he's a young fighter too. Man, his hand speed, that was lightning, bro. He was hitting him with lightning. I'm sorry, but it was snappy as hell. And he fought very aggressively, and I think that definitely worked in his favor against a very measured Andre Fialho. I think he was too measured in this fight. Should have been more aggressive himself, and he's got to let his hands go, man. And definitely he's got to diversify his game, because yes, awesome fucking boxer, but if the opponent's only focusing on one aspect of your game, it's going to be very hard for you to, catch him with something. It becomes a little more predictable. Now we move on to the women's strawweight fight between Zhang Weili and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Now, first of all, let's just congratulate Joanna for an incredible career. She has been nothing short of amazing. You know, she's definitely one of the best women's fighter to do it. She's awesome. The fucking, what is it, strawweight queen? That's what they call her. And man, Joanna's been an animal. But I think she made the right choice. The division's not gonna get any easier. The women's strawweight division is only gonna get harder from here. And she did the best she could to defend her, her spot when eventually she lost it to Rose. It was kind of tough because, like, from there, and I think after the Rose fight, she just stopped winning. Now, to be fair, she went up against Rose the second time, who beat her, and who's probably the best fighter at this weight class. Sorry. And the second best, in my opinion, which is Zhang Weili, who, after the Henry Cejudo involvement, has just looked like a completely different fighter from the mauler that she was. She was more of a mauler. Now she's smash. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, she's nasty, and she's got outstanding striking. This is a completely different fighter from 2 years ago when they first fought. And I said it too. I said the Henry Cejudo effect, the Henry Cejudo haircut, is going to be the reason you win, simply because as a younger fighter, you have more room to evolve than an older fighter who's in the tail end of their career. And we saw Joanna, who was hungry. She was hungry, you know. She was hungry, but she was also not as quick. And in the exchanges when they would clash together, she lost like a good 60-70% of them, where Weili just landed something better. And the wrestling, man, Weili's wrestling has improved dramatically. Yes, she can still work on it, but Weili is a problem, and I don't think that she'll have many more fights without the belt again. I think she will. I think she will get the strawweight belt at some point. Maybe she gets it against Carla. To be fair, I don't think anybody wants to see Carla and Rose run it back. Maybe she has a number one contender fight, or maybe this was a number one contender fight. Who knows? I think it should have been Marina Rodriguez. I think it's got a little ways to go. She probably should fight one more fight before. I think Marina's next, right? Am I tripping right now? I'm gonna search that up myself right now. UFC 115 weight class. I think I'm probably tripping, but there's a fighter, a Brazilian fighter, who's like up there. I'm sorry. Okay, can we get the list? Can we please get the list? Okay, UFC. Why didn't I go? All right, so I just pulled it up. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Yes, I know my stuff. It is Marina Rodriguez. Yeah. So, I think Marina's probably got to fight somebody. She's got to fight one more person. If anything, this is actually perfect. So she should fight Rose. I don't think Rose should get another immediate title fight. I disagree with that, especially with the terrible fucking performance her and Carla put on. Carla's got to defend the title because she's a champion, although they both should have been stripped in my opinion. But Marina should fight Rose. Weili should fight Carla Esparza. That is perfect right there. That's perfect. That fixes everything. Man, but what a fucking brutal knockout. Fucking beautiful back fist. All right, next fight. The women's flyweight co-main event. Valentina Shevchenko retains her title, and I thought it was deserved. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan who believes that you can just cling on to an opponent and threaten submissions and not do anything else and win a fight, because that's what we saw. You know, Taila Santos, first and foremost, let me apologize to her because I didn't give her enough credit. She deserves all the credit in the world because she's a fucking animal. She has threatened Valentina's reign more than any other fighter at 125, and it was very impressive. And well, I was wrong. I thought that her lack of real competition at 125 was gonna, you know, kind of hinder her, maybe especially in the striking department, which that's correct. Her striking is not refined. She loops too much. She misses a lot, and she was outstruck 2-1 pretty much. That's wow, that's crazy. Although the percentages on both ends were pretty good. Valentina did have more. She had a higher percentage by like 4 percentage points. Still better. Significant strikes, same shit. Takedowns. Oh wow, Valentina had 3 and Taila had 3, but the outstriking, the outstriking from Valentina's part, in my opinion, it was 3-2, and it was pretty convincing. there was the threat there, but Valentina did, in my opinion, what she had to do. Tyler, got to go back to the drawing board. Add striking to your game. Add more. You got to be, you got to, not when you bring someone to the ground, bro, you got to be active. You can't expect refs to give you the round simply because you threaten submissions. You got to be active. And Valentina was giving you work from the bottom. She was throwing elbows. She was punching you in the face. Even when you had her back, you were attempting to choke her out. She was throwing. She was generating good amount of power on a lot of those punches. So add that to your game, and you will definitely be right back here competing for the title. You are definitely top 5 in the division, and despite the division kind of is one of the weaker ones, you do have to go through the final boss, which is Valentina, and that's a tough task for anybody. But yeah, what else is there to say, right? I can see how you give it a Tyla if you're somebody that's very into, if you have position, then yeah, sure, I can see it. I don't agree with that. I think you got to be active with your position. Can't just hold on to people. You got to be smash, you got to be Khabib, where Khabib was just throwing punch after punch after punch after punch while holding you down at the same time against the fence. That is how you show true dominance from position. But in the final fight, in the light heavyweight fight, what a fucking war. This whole fight card, by the way, was A+. This is by far in the top 10 fight cards I've seen, and I've seen 4 to 5 years worth of MMA. Sorry, I'm losing my voice from all the screaming I've done. But yeah, Glover looked fantastic. Yuri, this is tough because this is like one of Glover's best performances in terms of just his willingness to just go all in. It was like, dude, in the final round, when he was throwing punch after punch and landing, Yuri looked like he was going to go out. And this man tries to go for a double leg. And I was like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You had him on the ropes and you go in for a fucking double leg. That lost you the fight, because then the whole thing got brought down to the ground where you had position, but then you went for submission when you should have probably just stayed on top, stayed with the ground and pound. This man, tries to go for a fucking rear naked choke. So, was that in the final round or in the fourth? I don't know, but in one of the exchanges, Glover has him against the fence and he goes for a guillotine, and he loses it, and Prohaska's on top. By the way, Prohaska's ground game, for somebody who isn't known for that, is almost top tier. He made some mistakes, but his willingness to get up is fucking incredible. And Glover has better striking than I give him credit for. It's awesome. These two guys were in an absolute war. And Glover being that tired, that winded, the body shots early from Yuri paid off because clearly Glover was gassed. It was this was a beautiful fight, an instant classic. I think it should go into the Hall of Fame. Everything. Give all the flowers to this fight. This fight made this fight just icing on the cake for this fight card. It was spectacular. It was definitely worth the money I didn't pay for. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got $70, bro. I ain't got $75 to give. Yuri didn't look that good today. He looked like 70% of the Prohaska from the Reyes fight. Now, yes, that of course has everything to do with Glover as your opponent. But I have no idea. He looked sluggish today. He said it himself. He was lazy to set up traps. That was absolutely true. And I think that's because he's been getting his way in the two fights that he's had prior to this, where he just kind of goes forward, doesn't set a lot of things, just kind of works to confuse you. But he got it done. That's a champion right there. And we don't take nothing away. Yes, he was losing. Even in the 5th round, he was losing. I had it like, had Glover won the fight, it should have been 4-1. But it doesn't matter because of shit like this. beautiful reversals, loss of position, scrambles. You had everything. Both of them on the verge of getting knocked out. Prohaska on the verge of getting choked out. Glover getting choked out. It was wow. This was amazing. This fight was incredible. It was everything it was advertised to be, and I feel honored to have watched it all. Like all 6 hours of the event, I got to watch, and that was fucking amazing. And this is why I love the sport so much. Tonight was just, how do I say this? I feel kind of vindicated for my love for the sport, because this is kind of it's invigorated that passion again. There are some fight cards where I'm just like, that was all right. But this one was just like, wow. The matchmakers know what they're doing, and they always come through, man. There are a couple fights here and there that are stinkers. Not in this one. The Jacob Malkoun Brendan Allen fight was kind of a stinker for me. I did try to look at it through they're battling for position. There was a lot of clinching and some groundwork in that fight, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I understand its purpose and appreciate its purpose for the sake of the sport. Within the sport, it's beautiful. But I personally like striking more. It's definitely a kickboxing aspect. It's probably why I do agree. I lean more towards the way this judging panel judged a lot of the inactivity from the grapplers, especially when they were bringing their opponents down to the ground. No, that's not me being a shill for Valentina. Whoever deserves to win, and I don't believe any decision was really botched tonight, which is great. That's what you want to see. I'm looking through the preliminaries right now, and I'm trying to see if any decision was botched. Cooley Bao, awesome fight versus Choi. That was great. That was a great fight. That was fun. Choi, dude, that man's got a chin. That man's got an absolute chin on him. Some people may disagree with the Brendan Allen fight. I can see how you think that Jacob Malkoun won. I can see it going either way. But yeah, no, there was no there was a lot of KOs. There was a lot of KOs and TKOs here. So, more evidence that this was a beautiful fight card. Anyways, I've done a lot of talking, not just today, but a lot of screaming from watching the fights. My throat is just destroyed right now. My vocal cords feel like ass. So I'm gonna stop. By the way, I do stream on Twitch. I do have a gaming YouTube channel, which I'm looking to post again on soon. Very soon, within the week, I would hope. And thank you very much, y'all. Love y'all, and take care.